This is a video for Math 0530 Statistical Principles, Day 0 mini lecture. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you either missed the first day of class or your class was canceled due to bad weather. On the first day of class, we normally cover these items on the agenda. Some of them will pertain at this late date and some will not. Let's go through the list. First, on the first day of class, we ask the students if they have completed math learning support either at Roane State, another community college, or through sales at your high school. It is important to let your instructor know if you're not required to take Math 0530 and you wish to drop it, we determine that you don't have to have it, just remember that will affect the total number of credit hours that you will have for the semester, and it could be too late to pick up another class. Introduction to Momentum. So at this point you probably have logged into Momentum. Perhaps you've even looked at your Math 0530 class. I want to point out a few things about that Math 0530 Momentum page. On your main page, you'll have something that looks like this. It may be a different color, but it'll look a lot like this. And you'll have your My Labs Plus link where you can click right here, and that'll take you to My Labs Plus. You should see your course listed there, your Math 0530 course, where you can click there and get into your course. If you ever run into technical problems, there's another link here below the My Labs Plus link where you can get some help. When you're in My Labs Plus, when you're in Momentum, somewhere near the top is the word Content. If you click on that, you'll see here, this is what you would have seen on the first page, Content. If you click on that word, that it will bring you to a page that looks like this. On the left are the navigation buttons that give you the different modules in the content. This is all Math 0530. The first module under Math 0530 is Course Information, and this is where you can get a copy of the syllabus for the course calendar, and your notebook guidelines. We'll be looking at these things in just a minute. You will also, each day you come to class, you will have a handout for that day, and if you click over here, what we have are the notes where it says chapters 1 through 3 notes, 4 to 5, and 6 to 7, and 8 to 10. These correspond with each test in your Math 1530 class. So 1 to 3 would be test 1, and 4 and 5 will be your test 2, and so on. So if you click on chapters 1 to 3 notes, it will look something like this. And these are all the days that you'll meet when you're going over the material that will help you with chapters 1 through 3 in your Math 1530 class. So before you meet to cover day 1, the day 1 lab, you'll print that out and bring it to class. You'll click on day 1 and download that and print it out. And likewise day 2, day 3. So if you have a chance, you should just go and print all of these out and have them ready for class. Okay, back to the agenda. So we talked about any previous learning support classes. We've looked at some important things in Momentum, and now let's look at some pieces of the syllabus. Not the whole thing, but the main parts. We want to look at the fact that your code that you bought or that you have for 1530 also works for your 0530. It's the same. You don't buy two codes. And you should have gotten a loose leaf textbook that also goes for both classes. You'll want to get a spiral notebook to put that loose leaf in. Supplementary materials, you are required to have a TI 83 or 84. And you can check one of those out from the library. Hopefully you already have one. You've been hearing this in your 1530 class. If you haven't already, you need to go to the library and get one right away because they could possibly run out. Grading and evaluations. This is really important. I'm not going to read every word of this to you. You can get a copy, as we just saw, of the syllabus in Momentum and print that out and have your own copy. But I do want to point out that each day's assignment, when you do these labs, is due at the beginning of the next class. However, they can be accepted late, but only until Sunday evening. You'll see on the calendar how that works. If you're beyond Sunday evening, you will receive a 0 for that lab. Attendance is mandatory, and it counts towards your grade, and explains here that you can miss either 2 classes. If you meet twice a week, after the second one, you'll end up getting a deduction of a point for every class you miss after that. And then it talks about the once a week class. Each absence, excused or unexcused, after the first one will result in a deduction of 2 points from your attendance score. So here's the grading procedure. Homework and assignments are 60%. The quizzes that are in MyLabs Plus are 30%. Your attendance is 10%. And notice that there is no D. You have to have a 70 to pass. If you decide you want to withdraw from this course, you will have to withdraw from Math 1530, which means your total credit hours will be reduced by 6 credit hours. Okay, on the syllabus, another thing that's important is to note this area on technical support. There's a lot of help available to you. I showed you the link in Momentum. You also have Rhone State help. And that's all listed here on the syllabus. So you'll want to get a printout of that syllabus as soon as possible, and remind yourself that you do have some resources here if you have any questions or run into any trouble with MyLabs Plus, with Momentum, with your Rhone State email, any of those things. Also, there are tutors in the Learning Center and in the Learning Support Lab that can help you with this course and your 1530 course. Okay, so we've now gone over parts of the syllabus and introduction to MyLabs Plus. Well, you wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't already in MyLabs Plus. So I assume you know how to get into MyLabs Plus. Here is the information about a calculator. In Oak Ridge, you can just go to the library, or Harriman, you can just go to the library. Otherwise, they can be requested online. Here's the calendar that you can print out and put in your notebook, and it shows that basically 2 labs a week are done. So labs 0 and 1, and the weeks run Tuesday to Monday, and you can see when they're due here in the far right corner. They're due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. But if you want to get the most out of this course, you'll get that lab done before you meet again each time. You won't wait to get it done late. You'll want to get it done as soon as possible. You can see when your 1530 work will be done, what sections you'll be on, when your tests are. Go ahead and get these in your personal calendar so you're sure you don't have any conflicts with tests. I mentioned the notebook. You need to get a 1.5 to 2 inch 3-ring binder. This is for a grade. Your 0530 instructor will be checking it to give you those points. Down here at the bottom, there are 5 points possible. So as soon as you can, there's not like you don't have to have it done by the very next class, but you need to get it done as soon as possible so you can get credit for that. And we have suggested things that you might want to get for your notebook, but at least try to get this organization done, and it will help you succeed in the course by being organized. If you have any questions, ask your Math 0530 instructor about that. Okay, what's left? So we talked about the calculator. You can print the materials from your course and put them in your folder. All of this information is in Momentum. And now you're ready to do MyLabs Plus Lab 0, the orientation assignment.